Hello and welcome back to Club 1 Part 2 of our Let's Play series on FM22. We are here with Blyth Spartans ready for our first matches of the season. Now there's a few bits to let you know since you were last with me. The most important one of those is transfers, of course, which we will go and have a look at in a second. But other than that, there is some other news going on. First of all, Blyth Spartans have come and allowed me to start studying for our first coaching badge, so we'll be a qualified coach by the end of the season. I don't know how long it does take to study for a National C license. I'd imagine it's not very long, and then we are going to be a better manager at the end of it, so it is a good investment for them. The second thing, which is just something I've noticed, is the absolute worrying dynamics in the team. Now this isn't even anything to do with loads and loads of transfers, because if anything, the team cohesion has actually improved since we made these transfers. At the start of this, they were even worse than they are now, if that's humanly possible. But it was completely bright red before that, so we have made an improvement to the side on the dynamics, which again, I'm not really sure how we've managed to do that, because it's not very good right now. Just another thing as well, and actually before we do that, that will give away the transfers. So let's go have a look at the transfers. First of all, we are in for Abdi Sharif. He potentially could be coming in. He's not going to be in before the first game, maybe in between games though. And then we've made a bunch of transfers. So a lot of these guys are in on trial, but our signings are these ones. So we've got Ben Clark. He's a central midfielder with a little bit of potential, currently rated at 3 stars. He also isn't fully fit at the moment because he did have a 7-day injury when we signed him. He's got a first touch of 14, which I feel is quite nice. It's probably the best attribute we're going to get in this sort of league. I don't think we're going to get a lot higher than that, and he's kind of a little bit of a decent all-rounder elsewhere, and he is just coming in to give us a little bit more squad depth in the centre of the park, and hopefully be someone we can play as a deep line playmaker who will add a little bit to the team when we do need to bring him in for matches. Secondly, we have got DeMario Brown Sterling, who is a striker. He's best played as a target forward, which I debate instantly because he has a heading of 9 and his jumping reach isn't fantastic ever, so maybe not a target forward, but we're probably going to be playing him as an advanced forward. Again, he's not fantastic in that role, but he's kind of gets his 3.5 stars through just being relatively decent at everything, and hopefully again he can be a bit of a backup to Dan Maguire maybe, but we'll go through the tactic in a minute to show you why we've brought in Brown Sterling. And thirdly, we've brought in Max Johnstone. Max Johnstone is a goalkeeper. He is 22 years old. Again, he's still got plenty of room to grow into a better player as the season goes on, and he's just that fractional bit better than Alex Mitchell. Again, he is obviously, all of these have come in on a free, and hopefully Max Johnston can come in and be a decent goalkeeper for us. He's pretty much been playing in non-league football for the last couple of seasons. Before that, he was at Man United, then at Sunderland, over at St Johnstone in the Scottish Premiership, and last season at Flyde in our league. The other main difference is we have changed the tactic compared to the one I showed you last episode, so it has become a 4-4-2. We tried that 4-4-1-1 for a little bit, and we were just getting overrun everywhere. It didn't really work, so we've gone with this instead. It does mean that we've basically moved O'Donnell, who was our attacking midfielder, out to the left. He's perfectly capable there. As we can see, we've got Reed and Deverdix at the moment in the centre of the park. Thompson's remaining on the right, but now Robbie Dale, who I wasn't too sure about because he's 37 years old, which is ancient. It's basically ancient. He can come in as a backup on either side here, and Brown Sterling is going to be partnered with Maguire up front as well, which I feel like is a good solution. They seem to be playing quite well up that way when they are playing together and able to complement each other. So as we've just seen, our first team of the season is going to look a little bit like this. We've got new signing Johnson in goal. We've got a back four of Liddell, Lees, Buddle and Evans, who I'm hoping can keep these goals out. To be honest, we probably shouldn't be playing Evans there. We should realistically be playing Carl Bryan, but I think my issue with him is he's 3-star with 3.5-star potential. And when we are playing Rise Evans, if I remember rightly, he has got 2.5-star currently with 3.5-star potential. So why am I playing Rise Evans? What was Past James's thinking? I'm genuinely not sure what Past James was thinking when he did this. Is he slightly better as a fullback? He's not. So ignore that. We're not playing Rise Evans. We're going to be playing Carl Bryan there instead. We've then got O'Donnell playing as a winger out on the left. We've got Deverdix and Reed in the centre of the park, and Thompson out on the right of midfield. And then we've got Maguire and Brown Sterling up front. The tactic isn't a lot different. It's still high tempo. It's still playing for the set pieces, but mixed crosses now. We've then still got the counter and counter press on. We are distributing to our fullbacks and centre backs because I hate pumping the ball up the other end of the pitch. It never seems to work. And hopefully we can have a bit of a decent first match here. We are playing Alfreton in the league. It is our first match of the season. If you are looking forward to seeing how we do with Blyth Spartans and how long it takes us to win the Champions League, then please do drop a like on the video down below. Show your support for the new series. It would be very, very much appreciated, and it does really, really help out with the YouTube algorithm as well. But for now, let's focus on our first match here against Alfreton and whether we can get a good result. Alfreton, I don't think were too high up the league last season. I did check before this and I've forgotten because I checked both teams were playing. But obviously we're coming in with this with an open mind, not knowing exactly who is good in this league, who is bad in this league, and how good we are compared to everyone. We're going to assume we're amazing, and then we're adjust our expectations based on results, I guess. And right now, we seem to be letting Alfreton have a lot of the ball. Again, the problem with coming in and implementing a new tactic, I did have a look. Regardless of what tactic I put in, we didn't seem to be very familiar with any of it. So I'm not really sure what Blyth Spartans have been playing before this. Because regardless of what formation I put them in, they've no idea how to play it. I guess partly that might be due to the fact that half of these players, if not all of these players, weren't actually here last season. And the other bit I was going to mention in the sort of intro bit as well is that looking at the players that were here when we got here, the majority, almost all of them in fact, are out of contract at the end of the season. So this is going to be very much a season of we see how we do, and if we feel like players need to be moved on, they're going to be moved on automatically. We have got a cross into the box here to Thompson. It's our first attempt at goal of the series. Unfortunately, couldn't keep his header down there, and it has gone over. Throwing for us here now. Bryan launching that one into the box, getting to nobody, and it is cleared by the Alfreton defender there, and Alfreton now coming forward on the attack. He's absolutely skinned our right back there. Is that Evans, was it? No, it was Bryan, because we got rid of Evans. Maybe I realised that Bryan's had the turning circle of a tank. Maybe that's why I put in Evans instead. I generally don't remember why I did. I'm sure there was a reason for it based on pre-season, but right this second I couldn't tell you what it was. And our goalkeeper there completely ignoring our instruction to distribute it short and pumping it up the other end, and that has led to an opening goal here for Alfreton. If we hadn't pumped that one long, if we had listened to my instructions, listened to your new manager Johnston, then we would have been all right, but instead we've pumped it long, and it's just allowed Alfreton to regain possession instantly, and that is a long shot from outside the area. You'd hope we wouldn't be letting that in, but apparently we will let them in outside the area in this team. Little bit unfortunate there, and we are going to encourage the team here, and hopefully we can go on and at least get a goal back would be nice. And we now have just seen Reed has got a yellow card as well. Not ideal at all. So we're just going to tell Reed to ease off those tackles. Don't be getting a red card in our first game. Another throw in here for Bryan, getting it in to Brown Sterling, our apparent target man, who has not challenged for that one at all. Bryan's managed to get back and keep hold of it though, and we can build something from here into Brown Sterling. Hitting it first time, but the goalkeeper has managed to make a pretty decent reflex save there. We have still got the ball. We've recycled possession well. O'Donnell now out to Liddell. We've passed it back to Lees there, and that's going to come to absolutely nothing. And we're then going to get a weird blip We've got a highlight straight away the other end. I feel like FM22 could have probably just kept that highlight running there. It would have been an extra couple of seconds. O'Donnell now, can he get across into the box though? He's out on the left into Brown. Sterling does get his head to it. Our would-be target man. But again, Wills, the Alfreton goalkeeper, more than equal to that one. We haven't really troubled him. It's a bit of a weird game so far. It's a header back to Johnson now. He's going to distribute it short this time. If you'd done that for the first goal, we probably wouldn't have conceded it, you muppet. Never mind. We'll try and break him at half-time maybe. Maybe not in the middle of the match. Just start screaming at him from the touchline and see how he reacts to it. The Blyth supporters just seeing their new manager absolutely giving the goalkeeper the hairdryer treatment on his debut. But never mind, it's all good. Maguire here, through to Brown Sterling. It's a good ball forward. Brown Sterling scoring a goal on his debut. It's our first goal of the series for Blyth Spartans. We are off the mark. And can we now go on and build from here and win this match? I don't feel like we're looking too bad. For a team, to be honest, that we haven't made a huge amount of changes to and was in the relegation zone when the competition was stopped last season, I think we're doing all right. Although, as I say that, I am also very aware that actually most of this team wasn't here last season. I have just seen as well the replay events. We're going to have to get rid of some of them. Disallowed offside goals. I guess we'll get rid of tight offsides though. I don't want to see tight offsides every time there is one. That could be 45 highlights a match sometimes in non-league. It's another throw in for us. It's been thrown into Brown Sterling, who again has not really made anything with that, with his head there. But Liddell's recycled possession. Dividix now out to Reed. Back to Dividix. We're just playing around with it outside the box. We just need someone to find that pass that's going to unlock the Alfreton defence. O'Donnell, Dividix, somebody have a shot. Somebody did have a shot. Jesus. That was like a bullet coming off of his foot then. And the Alfreton goalkeeper's done really well with that. Corner for us though. Liddell now into the near post. Again, nobody's got to it. And it's just been headed away by Alfreton there. Nothing coming of that one. Looking at those match stats though, over on the left-hand side, we are definitely the team on top. It's just whether we can go out in the second half and let Alfreton know, in fact, that we are the team on top. I don't think they're fully aware of it yet. I feel like we need another goal to make them aware of it. And it is a ball through to Brown Sterling. We almost got that second goal to just hammer home to Alfreton that we are going to be the new kids on the block. We might have been the team beforehand that was easy to steamroll and a quick 3 points, but we're tending to at least mount some sort of challenge this season. That's my aim. Mount some sort of challenge, make this team better than it was when we found it. I don't feel that's going to be too difficult. They were 21st the last time the league completed. And Brian's just... I mean, he was through on goal. It was a very tight shot on goal. Now you've done that. Slightly less of a tight shot. Johnston's made a save on his debut. All is forgiven for that early poor distribution. He saved a penalty. What a lad. What a lad. Well done there, Johnston. I mean, we can't ask for more than that from a goalkeeper on their debut. I know he was probably slightly to blame for the first goal, but he's also saved a penalty to keep us in the game after Brian's just, I'm going to body this player in the box and come hell or high water, he will not get past me. Apart from that penalty, I guess would be classed as getting past you there, Brian. Yup. Absolute mongrel. But O'Donnell here is looking quite tired, so we're going to stop insulting our team. We're going to bring on Robbie Dale. Can Dale play as a winger? He kind of can, but we're going to play him as an inverted winger. I'm not opposed to him cutting inside if it means he's a little bit more comfortable. And then we've got Thompson as well, winger on the other side, who kind of is not having a brilliant game, but I don't have anyone else to bring on. Carl Bryan here, though. Look, mate, you weren't meant to start the game. I know last minute we arranged the changes here, but you're having a bit of a shocker. A 6.3 is just not good enough to get in my side. If you got a 6.3, get off of my pitch. Gonna bring on Rise Evans instead. Evans, if you can remind me why I was actually starting you in the first place, I'd be very much appreciated. With 10 minutes to go, we're going to pull off Reed as well. We'll bring on Ben Clark for his debut. Again, obviously a deep line playmaker, so it's quite a nice, easy swap there for us. And hopefully he can come in and do something in this last 10 minutes. We demand more from the team, and maybe Clark can unlock a pass that nobody else in our team is capable of seeing. That would be fantastic. We are in the attack here. Brown Sterling over to Dale. Dale coming forward after being substituted on and not really making an appropriate pass, but we have recycled possession. It's an attempt at a cross that's just dinged off an Alfreton player, and we've kind of played around with it so much that we've lost the ball. Maguire now, though, in the box. I literally looked away a second to get rid of the cursor off my screen, and somehow we were in the box again. We're again on the attack still. Evans now. Evans with a cross into the box to Brown Sterling. He nodded it down to Maguire. Maguire's been shoved over by the looks of it, and now it's going to be a penalty for ours. Can Brown Sterling get his second of the game? It's been a penalty either end. Can we score ours? Brown Sterling putting it away for his second goal of the game. What a debut. What a lad. Brown Sterling, absolutely fantastic debut. You're never going to be a target man, my boy, but you can be a striker if you try hard enough. It's a good debut, to be fair. 2 goals. Can't ask for a lot more than that. On a 3, obviously, because it's non-league. I don't want to spend money. Look, if I have to spend money, I will. But I don't feel like we need to. And actually, it's a 2-1 win on our first outing with Blyth Spartans. And I don't feel you can ask a lot more than that. It puts us on the playoff zone. To end the season now. It's over. We're in the playoffs. Let's go from there. Abdi Sharif coming in straight after the game and going, I'll join now. Look, I just didn't want to make that. I didn't really want to make that first match. I kind of want to see how you guys did. You've managed to win, and as such, I'll join your side. And Abdi Sharif coming in here, 20-year-old midfield. Let's have a look at him. Star player straight off the bat. 4-star. I think he's going to come in as the best midfielder. And the whole reason I bought in Abdi Sharif is he can play in the middle, but realistically, I'm more interested in the fact he can play on the right wing as a winger. So he's a good replacement there, and he's probably a starter way ahead of Thompson because he's much, much better, and he can play equally as well as an inverted winger on the other side. And if we really wanted to, he could play as a defensive midfield as well. The boy can do it all, but we're going to be playing him, I think, as a winger on this side. Again, there are no wingers or wing backs in non-league football that have a crossing ability. Just a thing to consider. Our next match then is going to be against Kidderminster. Kidderminster, we'll have a look. Last season, they finished 5th. Alfreton, for comparison, finished 21st. So they were right above us. So actually, Kidderminster might be a better test of whether our team's any good or not. So this is going to be our lineup for the match against Kidderminster. It is much the same lineup as last time. Johnston remains in goal. There's a back 4 of Liddell, Lees, Buddle and Evans, who is the only change in that back 4, coming on for Brian because he had a bit of an awful match. O'Donnell, Deverdix, Reed and Sharif coming in instead of Connor Thompson. Out on that right hand side, Maguire and Brown Sterling remain up front. We are still saying that Sean Reed and Abdi Sharif are lacking in match sharpness, and my response to that is okay, hopefully it will be fine. As I said before, this is going to be a bit of a sterner test, I think, against Kidderminster, and it might give us a little bit of a better idea of actually, are we a decent team and are we a good enough team for this league, or did we just face some opposition that we should realistically have been beating with a couple of good signings? Kidderminster finishing up in the playoff spots last season. Obviously, again, whenever I say last season, just take it with a pinch of salt. All of those positions are a little bit flawed, much like us. We were finishing bottom, but we obviously still did have time to turn it around in the league. The league obviously finishing early, but they were obviously in good form up until the point the league ended to be up in those playoff positions. Buddle with a big long ball forward here. Maguire's managed to come on and nick it as it's been cleared. Maguire's hit the post and it's gone in. I was about to say he's hit the post unlucky, but actually he's managed to get that one in off the post. I don't think I've ever seen a tighter goal than that. It kind of just snuck across the line. Maguire just ploughing forward there and managing to nick that pass, and it's kind of just nestled in over the line. It wasn't a lot over. It was enough over that there was no need for VAR. Not that we have VAR in the Vanarama National League North. I don't think they have enough money to pay for VAR. These, that would be more than the combined salary probably of my entire team for the year. But there was no need for VAR. We could see clearly with our own eyes that goal definitely crossed the line. It's a great start again. We are definitely a little bit more on the back foot in this match. We're winning on possession, but Kidderminster are absolutely battering us on shots. Doesn't matter though, because we've got a corner. Nathan Buddle coming in with a nice header there at the near post to beat the Kidderminster goalkeeper for the second time in this match. Liddell there just swinging that one in. Buddle rising above everyone, and Simpson, the Kidderminster goalkeeper, not really doing a fantastic job with that one, to be honest. It looks like he did get both hands to it, and the ball kind of slipped in between them like they were made of margarine. We do love a good margarine goalkeeper on this channel. We're gonna tell the team they are doing brilliantly and definitely keep going with this one, guys. I mean, although we're behind on shots and we seem to be getting battered by Kidderminster on the counter attack, I don't really want to make any changes because equally we're winning 2-0. So why would I make a change? There's no need for any changes in this match. We are by far the superior team, obviously, by the looks of it. Kidderminster, though, have managed to get an attack of their own off of our free kick, which I always find a little bit troubling. And now with a cross into the box, we do see our goalkeeper beaten, which is my penance for just saying that we were perfectly in control and a brilliant team. It's a good cross from outside, to be fair. Good cutback there, just for it to be cut back on the 1-2 again, and just a big cross in for someone to get with their head. I mean, this guy here, which is Evans, didn't really do a lot. I guess we're not going to have a capable right back this season. We've played 2 of them so far, and both times they've been the worst player on the pitch. But, you know, we do what we can. Maybe we've got plenty of time. We've got a transfer window that's open until March. We might well yet find a right back that is the one, that is our white... Oh, my God. That is our right back. Because I feel like Evans should have done something with that as well. Instead of that, we've just conceded 2 goals within this second half. It's only on the 51st minute. I mean, what was happening there? Jeffrey's running the show. Evans, mate. Evans just standing there watching the ball come across and just whatever. I am not paid enough money, right, to be jumping for that ball. Evans, you know what happens for people who don't jump for the ball? You've just been substituted. It's Carl Bryan on for Rise Evans over on that right hand side, just because of how much he's annoyed there. And I'm guessing we had a shot, because the goalkeeper at the start of that highlight was making a save. We have got another corner. Liddell trying to find Buddle again there for the second time. It hasn't come off, and now Jeffrey is managing to get forward, but we have cut that one out, and it's the end of a very pointless highlight. Thanks very much, FM22. I'm kind of feeling it. We probably need to go cautious. I am going to go cautious for the rest of this match, because we do seem to be now on the back foot a little bit. And it is a corner here from Jeffrey. I already don't like Jeffrey. We've cleared that one off the line. I think VAR might have actually been needed that time. Did that cross the line? Referee says no. We're gonna look. We on this channel here and at this team at Blyth Spartans, we always agree with the referee. Obviously, the referee knows what's going on. Right now, though, we do have to make a couple of substitutions. It's going to be Sean Reed coming off and Ben Clark coming on. And Sharif has got a yellow card on that side. Do I take him off? Probably not. JJ O'Donnell on the opposite side. We'll take him off and bring on Dale instead. Apparently, JJ O'Donnell, why a good player, has no engine to him. He's going to be one of those players that we have to substitute every match. And Kidderminster once again on the attack here. Liddell putting both feet in there to try and stop the attack. But all he's done is dispossess one player, gifted it to another. It's a cross in. And Kidderminster scored their 3rd goal this half, 3rd of the game. And we are now losing. I do not like these sorts of scenarios. I am blaming Evans for at least 2 of those goals. He isn't on the pitch for the 3rd one, but I'm going to blame him for that one as well. Evans, it's completely your fault. You were distracting the goalkeeper. You were waving a burger in his face, I guess, from the substitute bench. It's just not good enough. Sharif here with a header, but nothing coming of it. And Kidderminster on the attack again. Kidderminster are like blazing those counter-attacks today. Every time we have a shot, if we do not score it, they are coming up the other end and having a shot of their own. I mean, they don't seem to have much in the way of fans looking at this, and that was a very tame free kick from them, but they seem like a pretty formidable side nonetheless. I did say this would be more of a test of how good a team we were. We definitely can score goals by the looks of it. What we can't do is have a right back that is capable of actually defending across. So we need to work on that this season. Add that to the checklist. Sign a right back that knows how to play football. Until then, though, we're just going to have to deal with it. And Kidderminster are in with a 4th goal. It's that guy who's been a thorn in our side all game. It is Jeffrey. We do not like Jeffreys here. Fun fact, if anyone is even remotely interested, my daughter calls cookies Jeffrey, so I'm just imagining that Jeffrey there, he is a cookie running down the right hand side, leaving crumbs all over the place for my right back to slip all over. I can only assume that's the reason that he didn't bother jumping for that. He was worried if he did, he'd slip, break his neck and be out for the entire season. It's not actually been a very good game here. Are we proud of them today? I feel like we don't like what we saw. Sean Reed and JJ O'Donnell are demotivated by that. And my response to that is get motivated and sort yourselves out. That was not a good display. But we have got 3 points from a possible 6. And I really don't know at Blyth Spartans if that's good or not. We're going to assume it's good. However, we did have 12 shots to their 29. And I feel like all 12 of our shots came in the first half. And then in the second half, we just kind of laid back and let Kidderminster do whatever they want, which is not how we want to be playing football. So not the best start we could have had. 2 wins from 2 would have been the best start. And now, I don't really know what we should be doing in the league here in terms of, I don't really know where Telford and Farsley and all these people finished last season. So I don't know where we range. I think we can comfortably say in every match, though, that Blyth Spartans are probably going to be the odds-on favourite for losing. So maybe we should just assume that every match is going to be a difficult one. If we're looking at the season preview, we were bottom, I think, and now we are 20th. So actually, we have made an improvement. It's just not very much of an improvement. Might be a bit of a difficult season, but we shall carry on and we shall make the Spartans great again. Maybe that should be the name of the series, making the Spartans great again. Maybe not. Either way, if you have enjoyed today's episode, do drop a like down below on the video. As I said, it really does help out with the YouTube algorithm. It's always very much appreciated. And if you've ever managed Blyth Spartans in any FM, because I've never managed them before, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think of them, and kind of let me know as well, if you're a Blyth Spartan supporter, what should I be expecting this season? Until next time, though, guys, thank you very much for coming over and watching. I will see you on part 3 of our new Let's Play.